Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Today we are taking up Frontiers of Knowledge segment. Every day we are covered with amazement, and this amazement results from revelations, revelations of nature that were beyond our understanding, our comprehension, our capability. Can you believe 7 billion years back? 7 billion years. That's almost the population of the whole world today. Something happened, and those cosmic signals have rattled the earth. And it didn't happen long back, day before yesterday. The observatories, NASA, space centers all over the world were shocked to see a certain rattling of the earth. Of course, you and I didn't feel it. The vibrations did not reach the sensitive ears. But it is said that the dogs, the birds, and the animals, they could judge it. Nevertheless, the scientists were able to see the gravitational shock waves that spread out. And what happened? 7 billion years back, there was the biggest merger between two black holes. So, two black holes combined together, and the result was a gravitational shock wave that reached here after traveling the universe for 7 billion years. And how much was the energy released in that one instance as soon as the merger of the two black holes took place? The energy of 8 suns was released in an instant. Not even a second, just instant. That, as we say, in the twinkle of an eye. And even though the event traveled far 7 billion years to reach Earth, it was sufficiently strong to rattle laser detectors in US, Italy, Far East, Australia, in fact the whole world. The only thing was the rattling was felt either by the sensitive instruments in the laboratories or by the animals. And according to the researchers, this union or this collision between black holes produced a single entity. And how big is that entity? Can you imagine? The total mass of that entity that was created with a merger of two black holes is 142 times more than that of our sun. So 142 times bigger than sun was the new entity formed. The instant energy was equivalent to 8 times the energy produced by sun, and it takes 7 billion years to reach Earth. Now this is noteworthy. Scientists have long traced the presence of black holes in the sky, in the outer space, that are quite a bit smaller or even very much larger than imagined. Smaller as far as the cosmic size is concerned, larger as far as our puny Earth standards are concerned. But this new observation of the merger of the two black holes inaugurates an startlingly new data of the so-called intermediate sized black holes, which is in the range of 100 to ranging from 100 to 1,000 sun masses. And as I said, this is 142 times larger than the sun. So this is in the intermediate. Imagine how many billion years more it would take for the merger of a larger size, which might be more than 1,000 solar suns. What's the impact? The impact is going to be that the inner core of the Earth would have received some jolt. There'll be readjustment of the tectonic plates. Possibly this is what happened when the Himalayas were created, when Asia was separated from Africa, when Eurasia was driven, when India moved away and became a peninsula, when the Himalayas emerged from the ocean, when the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, which was immersed in water, became a landmass. Maybe that happened. Maybe the such geographical changes of far-reaching impact are likely to happen sooner or later. But when the inner core of the earth is rattled, there would be changes. That much is definite. The changes may be perceptible right away, or it may take some time. The lava that is there, the molten earth that is there, starts moving. It might solidify, there might be contraction, the earth might supply, earthquakes might take place, or anything might happen. And when they happen, nobody knows. It might happen after 30 years, 40 years. But then changes are definitely in the offing. And who knows that the earlier earthquakes were not the result of such colliding black holes in the space, far away from our imagination. Rarely. There are many things beyond our philosophy. Hamlet wasn't wrong. And then come to the breast cancer, the biggest bugbear of women today in this world is the bug cancer. And the Australian scientists have made a very, very startling discovery. They say that the honeybee poison can kill breast cancer cells, and it can kill them without harming the healthy cells and kill them in less than 1 hour. Maybe radiation, maybe surgery is on the way out as far as the breast cancer is concerned. The Australian scientists say that this venom, this poison, can stop, kill aggressive breast cells. And they have seen it in the lab. Of course, once things are in the lab, then they go for the field test. And then it takes a couple of years before it is accepted by the bureaucracy to be practiced. So it does take time. But then, and this venom is a compound. It's called melatonin. It has been used by the researchers in Australia against two types of breast cancer. And both these types, according to the doctors, are very hard to beat. They are triple negative and hard to enriched. So these two cancer types, which are very hard to be treated, and they say even when a surgery takes place, it can reappear. According to the scientists, this is a very exciting news and the doctors are looking forward to it. Breast cancer, we are aware, is one of the most common cancers affecting the world around the world. And there are, in fact, thousands of chemical compounds that can fight cancer cells in laboratory setting. But then none of them has been found suitable enough to be produced commercially and used as a treatment for the human beings. Bee venom has previously been found to have some anti-cancer properties and it has been used for treating things like melanoma, skin cancer. Now, this research was done at Harry Perkin Institute of Medical Research in Western Australia, and it was found that one concentration of venom was sufficient to kill the cancer cells in less than an hour with no harm to the other cells. That's the most important thing. Other compounds kill cancer cells, but they also kill the healthy ones. But these poisons, compound of poisons, obtained from the poison or the venom of the honeybee, doesn't kill healthy cells. The danger is how much venom can be extracted. Or is it possible to produce this venom in the laboratory setting? Nevertheless, this is an exciting news, and the women suffering from it can look forward with hope. And then comes that the country which boasts itself on fighting the chemical change, climate change, the country which levies taxes to control chemical change, has suffered a serious issue. The World Wildlife Fund presented a report this Tuesday, and according to this report, Canada endangered species face staggering losses. They have already been suffering, according to the report, for the last 50 years. But they are at the risk of extinction. The global risk of the extinction of the species is there, but the Canadian population has already fallen between 1970 to date by 40%. So 40% species have either been destroyed totally, gone out of existence, or the number of those wild animals has depleted dangerously low. And not only the animals, but the plants. So the complete biodiversity is suffering. Population of certain species, now animals, is at a high risk because here the extinction of the species is as high as 59%. So 59% of the global extinction happens in Canada only. And this is the country which prides itself and, as I said, levies taxes for this. And according to the report, is a human activity which is to be blamed. And this report is based on the Living Planet Index. The Living Planet Index measures the ecological performance of 883 species around the world. So they study these 883 endangered species, which include caribou and North Atlantic right whale. And the report found that endangered species are likely to face at least five threats, such as Habitat loss, as you cut the jungles, the forest, you are losing the habitat. Land and shoreline development. So when you have a development on the seashore, the aquatic animals, the marine animals would run away and lose. And pollution. Mostly human activity is to be blamed. So the climate change and the biodiversity loss has increased the threat to these animals. And Canada, as I said, is the worst performer in this sector. So these are the nuggets of the knowledge for the week. We meet again next week. And I'm sure these nuggets of knowledge keep you excited. But then think about both the positives and the negatives, as well as the beauties of nature revealed amazingly to us. Thanks.